Oh my gosh. I only have that close to say right now. Oh yes. Okay. I had to fix that. Oh my gosh. Please forgive me for doing that. Just a human thing. Okay, so today's live video, I'm going to be talking about gratitude and why it matters. So, I know my past videos have been kind of short and I haven't been talking as much, just like random stuff, whatever comes into mind, like TV shows or just talking about the day, whatsoever. But for today, I actually have in my intention that I wanted to share is talking about gratitude. Gratitude is really important. So, we're going to go into the topic of why we should practice gratitude and why it matters. So, gratitude is another way of saying about the things that you are grateful for, what you appreciate, and what you already have. That you know that is enough in your life and you are satisfied with what you already have in life and you are happy and okay with that. You are in terms of acceptance and embracing what you have in life without the indulgence or being envious of someone else's. So the reason why I want to talk about this because you know there's not a lot of people who are grateful for what they have, and to be fair, we as humans we have a tendency to be very envious or jealous of someone else's life or maybe like we can say we're envious of someone else's talent and we wonder why can we be like them or why can't I have a life like them or things like oh I wish my life was as luxurious theirs or I wish my lifestyle was different or I look like them. And the thing is that being grateful is not something that it's like it comes with a positive mindset depending on where you are in life. And you can be in the deepest darkest part of your life and you can still try to learn how to appreciate what you already have even if you're going through hardships. And I have to admit that's the start. And I'm going to be very honest, I used to be someone who didn't practice gratitude. I used to be someone who was ungrateful. And when I started my healing journey, I began to look at life more differently because I realized that yes, life is short. It's short, but our time and our energy also it matters because if we are not careful with who we give it to or what we do with our time and energy, it can be very detrimental to our health, our mental, emotional, physical health, even spiritual. And so I just wanted to openly talk about gratitude because it really does matter. And as I said, I used to be someone who was ungrateful. And when I began my healing journey, I started to look at things from a different lens. I realized, oh, life is not as laborious as I think it would be because yes, it's supposed to it's supposed to be challenging. That's how you gain resilience. That's how you become humble. And it teaches you how to just look at yourself from a different angle and learn how to be grateful for what you already have. And so to break it down about what gratitude really is, breaking it down into bits and pieces, like examples to make it easier to understand. So an example would be someone else's talents, or maybe a house they live in, or maybe perhaps you are unhappy with where you are in life, the journey that you are on. Those are great examples of not showing gratitude. So when I talk about gratitude, I'm not saying oh you need to have a toxic positive mindset. And that's not what I'm talking about. That toxic positivity is a different topic for another time. But for when I say to have to show and preach about gratitude, it comes with a mindset, a healthy mindset. Again, it is a choice. your choice to decide whether or not you want to show gratitude. And if you didn't know, research shows that people who actually do show gratitude in their daily life happen to be a lot happier because they have come in terms with acceptance with themselves and where they are in their journey, and they embrace what they have in their life and they consider it as enough. They don't need any more to satisfy their needs or to indulge in things that don't bring them goodness or bring positivity or any of those, all those good things. And so, you know, practicing gratitude, you don't have to do it in a fancy way. You don't have to, stand on top of the mountain and preach it out loud. If you want to do that, go ahead. And, no judgment here. You do it how you want to do it, and you do the things that makes you happy. But from from what I you normally do is I would wake up in the morning and I would just sit down after I practice pranayama, and I would sit down and take a moment and just really think deep about what I am grateful for. And I would say it to myself, and I would feel a difference in my body, a very positive energy that I feel in my body. And I notice a difference, and I think, okay, you know, and yes, when you first begin practicing gratitude, you're not, maybe you might not feel anything. You might find it uncomfortable. Excuse me. You might find it uncomfortable. You might find it a little uneasy or weird. And I'm going to be very honest, is that if you're, especially for anyone who is just beginning on their healing journey and practicing gratitude by showing appreciation to yourself and to those who are around you and what you are proud to have in your life. I'm going to be honest that it does feel a little funky because it's something you're not used to. But over time, the more you practice, you gradually learn to be more comfortable. Be like, okay, I'm used to preaching and talking about this and coming in terms and understanding that this is what I have in life and that it is enough for me. I don't need any more than that. And if someone else has more, then that's great. You just say, I'm grateful that you are happy for that. And so um gratitude is something, it come there really isn't no right or wrong way. You can be grateful for your bed, grateful for food, grateful for having a bathroom, or for grateful for having clothes. It doesn't have to be anything too expensive or material like. It can be just things that you are extremely grateful for, like you're grateful for your family, for your friends, or maybe you're grateful for an object that helps you with your inner child, or even your books, journaling, stuff like that. And so, if you're someone who find practicing gratitude a little unusual, or you're just someone who's hasn't exactly ventured out, I recommend that you try. And don't go all in. Just take baby steps, small baby steps. Start with something simple and small, and then make your way to there. And you eventually, I believe that you will get there one day. So again, practicing gratitude is actually really good for your mental, emotional, physical health because it makes you see life from a different perspective. And not only that, it actually makes you more makes you a lot happier. And it's more about your own happiness. You show gratitude to yourself and to life and to the people around you, and that is how you create your own happiness from within, rather than looking for someone else to fill in that cup and fill in that void. And you have that happiness, and you start from here and you look at life differently and be like, okay, I'm grateful for what I have, and I'm gonna accept the things that come into life. And the more you do that, you have a mental capacity to see things, even when life can be really difficult and challenging. You can see things differently. Like, okay, I appreciate what I have, even when it's hard. For example, if you're grieving or going through a breakup, you can still think of things that you are grateful for. Like I'm grateful that for my family or for my friends because I have a support system to help me get through this moment. Something like that. So that is it for today for my live video, and I hope you enjoy it. My next one, I don't know when it's gonna be, but to be honest, I really don't know when it's gonna be. But I truly hope that you enjoy this video about me talking about gratitude and that you will learn how to implement this into your own life or into your own daily practice. You can write it down or you can say it out loud in front of the mirror to yourself, whatever works best for you. And I hope that you have the most wonderful morning or afternoon or evening wherever you are. So be well.